Hello and welcome to Encrypted Inc. I'm your host, Dan Encrypted, decrypting ASX and crypto for you. Shout outs to the Perth Crypto crew and Perth Crypto group. If you want to know more about crypto, join both of these Facebook groups. This is going to be a market update for crypto and also ASX for you. With a big focus on the big news that is happening right now at the moment, and that's China's embattled developer Evergrande is on the brink of default. Here's why it matters. Now, I'm not going to go through all this article, but I'm just going to go through some just key points. Snowed under is crushing debt of 300 billion. Evergrande is so huge that the fallout from the failure could hurt not just China's economy, contagion could spread to markets beyond China. Here's how big Evergrande is, how bad its debt problems are, and what is next. So look, let's just put this really simply. Evergrande is a Chinese basically property developer. And the belief is that the Chinese property market is in a bubble. Now, this is sort of being, I guess, exacerbated quite a bit, and Evergrande's collapse would be the biggest test to China's financial system that has ever faced in years. Potentially, yes, I think so. And if you look at just some other important aspects, this is Evergrande's stock chart in Hong Kong. As you can see, it's had quite a severe decline. Now, who will be affected? Banks, suppliers, home buyers, and investors. So this is really big news in China right now. And this could potentially have a massive effect to the ASX, and in particular, commodity based stocks within the ASX. And I just want to draw your attention to the iron ore chart yet again. As you can see, we've hit quite a high here on the price of iron ore, and it's literally almost severely collapsed just over a very short period of time. Now, this particular commodity, in my belief, will be the worst hit if the Chinese government does not bail out to some degree or intervene in the Evergrande company itself. So this is massive news in regards to that. And to be honest, I think something will come out in the press within the next couple of days regarding Evergrande. Honestly, watch that space very carefully, especially if you are invested in iron ore stocks within the ASX. If no government bailout takes place and Evergrande collapses, I believe, in my opinion, that the iron ore price will severely drop, and a lot of iron ore companies within Australia will probably see an effect on that. So watch that space regarding Evergrande. All right, we're going to get into a crypto market update as well. This is an interesting time for crypto, I believe, as well. This is the Ethereum chart, and as I said, look, I can talk about a Bitcoin chart, and I can bring that up as well, but I'm specifically going to talk about Ethereum here. Now, Ethereum is in an interesting space right now, and I've done some charting to show this. This is just, I guess, what you call a downward trend that is happening. And why is that happening? Well, you can see that from a point of a high here, we're not reaching high highs, we're actually reaching lower highs now, and even the lows are potentially getting lower. What's really interesting about this, in my experience, is that its connection to the Evergrande news that may be on the brink of collapse. And if it does have, a collapse happen, what effect will that have on the Chinese market? Well, investors are going to literally bail out of that market if that happens, because it's going to have a severe effect on that if the government doesn't intervene in some way. What effect could this have on a crypto market? Well, see, there is a lot of talk about China banning, crypto exchanges, etc. But if you look at it in the sense that if you were an investor in, say, Chinese stocks, and you were taking your money out of Chinese companies based on the fact that, there could be a collapse of a major company there, potentially money could then flow into other markets, whether that be crypto, who knows, but potentially that could happen. So what is important here on the charts is that if you chart this downward trend here, and it's sort of forming like a downward sort of, I guess, triangle or wedge here, whatever you want to call it, there's so many names for it. And if you also look at this particular chart that I drew, you can also see that from this sort of entering up into the upper regions of the sideways channel, which I've drawn a long time ago, and the channel itself is the high point here, the midpoint there, and also there's a lower point here. If I can maybe just enlarge that, you can see it a bit more clearly. You can see the sort of high end of that channel, low end to the midpoint. So we're entering into this midpoint of this channel. And if you look at this particular point here that I'm highlighting, that's actually tomorrow, the 21st of September. So tomorrow, in my opinion, is going to be a massive day, I think, in both crypto and in also the ASX. And a lot of it could potentially be based on this news article and what is happening currently in China regarding the embattled developer Evergrande. So what do I think will probably happen here? In just my opinion, not financial advice, of course. I think we're going to really have to see, and again, what happens here, we're probably going to see on this particular Ethereum chart, we're probably going to see a slight rise in the price here, and then I think we're going to come here and test this midpoint somewhere about here, which aligns with this downward triangle or wedge or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to see something interesting play out at this particular point here. Now, if China does, or their government does, bail out Evergrande or restructures or basically intervenes on the Evergrande developer, I guess, issue that's going on right now, we'll probably see some more stabilization within this channel. If they choose not to, my thinking behind this, and I could be wrong, and your opinion could be completely different to mine, I think we could see quite a bit of an injection in, I guess, people's investment potentially into a crypto market. So either we sort of come up and further go out of this channel into this purple area, or if we continually go into this sideways channel furthermore, or potentially even drop into the lower end, into the mid to lower region of this particular channel and sort of tapering down into this section here. Now, people may be aware of what's called Elliott Waves. This is almost forming some sort of Elliott wave pattern. Elliott waves usually work in 5s or 4s. So we're maybe hitting one wave here. There could be a second, third, fourth, or fifth wave. So we could potentially even dip into this purple zone here, which is out of the channel that I've seen since we've come out of, I guess, what you call the bull market in crypto. So it's not panic stations. Please be aware, I'm not inciting fear into the market by saying this to you. I'm simply just putting my point of view and my view on what's currently happening, I guess, in the world and also in the crypto market. So if we do dip down here, it is not panic stations. In fact, if you've seen what happened to Ethereum's price when it went into a consolidation period just after the correction that happened months ago, we actually dipped into a channel very similar to this before we even entered into another bull run. Now, what do I think would be the catalyst of another potential bull run in the crypto market? It has to be Ethereum 2.0 and the either rumor that it is coming soon or even the fact that it's going to be released at some point in time. And a lot of talk out there is that this may happen around January. I would say that's probably most likely in 2022. So keep that in mind when you are making your choice whether to invest in the crypto market. Also, with the ASX, I would really keep close attention to anyone out there that has any, particularly iron ore stocks, on any news that develops regarding Evergrande. And also, if you look back at my previous videos, when we saw a downward trend in the ASX and the All Ordinaries, a lot of the stocks that were bucking that trend were lithium stocks. Now, this is not investment advice, but keep in mind that if something happens in China that is adversely going to affect the iron ore price in ASX stocks, US markets will probably bounce from this during this month or maybe even sometime into the next month. If they do bounce, not investment advice, Tesla and I guess other car companies are now shifting to a more electric vehicle, EV type of movement, will probably benefit from this, and potentially lithium stocks within the ASX could also buck the trend that we may see on the ordinaries based upon the fact that maybe potentially an iron ore price will diminish. But it all comes down to what the government's going to do in China regarding the developer Evergrande. So watch that space very, 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 very closely. Okay, that's it for my market update regarding crypto and ASX. I believe there's going to be some big news within definitely the next couple of days, if not probably tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for all the subscribers. Thank you so much. I think I've got now 24 subscribers, and it's been, I think, approximately 1 month since I've started this channel. So thank you to all you guys and all your support. Thank you to everyone that's sent through messages to me regarding my channel. Really appreciate it. If you like the content, guys, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can also find me on Facebook at Dan Encrypted. You can find me on Instagram at Dan Encrypted. You can find me on Twitter at Dan the Encrypted Man. My YouTube channel is Encrypted Inc. Thanks for tuning in, guys. God bless, and yeah, interesting time ahead, but keep your eyes on the news because it's going to be a very interesting, I think, 2 to 3 days. Thanks for tuning in. All the best. See you soon.